Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, Yahya.
Salam.
So, how are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so Khidr, I think, is not coming. So, let's start the session without waiting anymore. So, did you research what had happened to Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam after he was thrown into the fire for his punishment?
Mm, well, Allah said fire be cool,
Yes, and
and the fire became cool.
after his punishment, what had happened actually?
Uh, and also the fire like feel like flowers.
Okay, so let's study, and after that, I will ask you the questions and let me know that if you understand all the things. So, can you see my screen? I'm sharing.
No. Yes.
Okay, 1 minute. So, as you know, we are doing today Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam again, and inshallah, till tomorrow, I hope it will get finished. So, now we will start about how was Prophet Ismail alayhi salam born. So the people of Babylon, as you can see, when they threw the in the fire, the prophet in the fire, so they threw the prophet by this catapult machine. If you can see here, this is a catapult machine. So they threw Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam from this machine. Any questions about this machine? If you have, so you can ask me, and after that we will go forward.
The question is, how did they made it? How did they made the machine? In the old time they didn't use electric.
Well, this is not used from electricity. It is used by knots and stretchy is ropes. There are stretchy ropes, which we stretch so much. Like you have seen a slingshot or an arrow. So if we shoot the arrow, so its rope is very stretchy, so much stretchy. So they had a thick rope which they used to tie in between this spoon. You can see this spoon where my
Yeah.
mouse is going. This is like a spoon. It had a rock inside it, and the rope you can see is very stretchy. So when they cut the rope,
Mm-hmm.
so the spoon flies away like this. This is a spoon, my hand, and this is going like this. Like this, it used to work. So this wasn't. This was a machine, but it was used by wood, stretchy ropes, and tools, many other, which were at that time, not electricity. The electricity guns
Okay.
are like AK-47 and German guns, German tanks, like that.
Uh,
Okay, so now we will study about how was Prophet Ismail alayhi salam born and what was the life of his. So the people did when they threw the prophet by the catapult in the fire. So before he went into the fire, well, an angel came and asked that Allah is asking you any wish you want to save for you from the fire. So the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam said that don't save me from the fire. I want to Allah to be happy with me, not get angry with me. So the people of Babylon didn't see what is happening in the fire with the prophet. When they threw the prophet in the fire, he went into the fire, but then Allah ordered the fire to be cooled down and only the fire burned his ropes which were tied on his hands, and they also melted. After they were melted, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam saw how the fire was cool, and he sat down and read the praises of Allah, but no one could see what is happening in the fire with the Prophet. After the fire went out, the people of Babylon waited for the fire to go out. You know, like it goes away when we roast anything in the jungle, when we go and cook any food, and if we don't have any stove, so we from the wood we take the woods, so many, so from that we make a fire, and it's called a campfire. Like that they made it very big, but after it was it went down. So Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam came out of it, and everyone was astonished and surprised to see the prophet wasn't even burned anywhere. He doesn't had any scar or anything. So some people were still very, very angry and wanted the revenge. But some people now believed on the Lord of Ibrahim alayhi salam. But the people which were very angry with the prophet made a plan to complain, take the revenge. So they made a plan to complain about the prophet to the king of Babylon. And at that time, the king of Babylon was called Namrud. Namrud, when people told him, Namrud basically, that how his idols were smashed in Babylon by a prophet. So he got really, really, really angry, and then summoned Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam into his, castle. And after he came, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam told that there is no God except Allah. But then, Namrud told to the prophet that he was a god and there is no God. But Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam really was a prophet of Allah, and Allah is the most gracious, most merciful. So he saved Ibrahim alayhi salam from the Namrud. And in the court, a Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam said that that you cannot make anyone die or make anyone live. Only Allah can. So he called one of his guards and said, "Bring me two, people." And after his two servants came, Namrud's two servants came. He set one of his guard to kill one, and the other guard to free that slave and let him live. So he was telling to Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam that he was a god and he can make anyone live or anyone die. So Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam was very intelligent. He said to Namrud that can you make the sun come from the west or these, like that he said. So Namrud actually couldn't. So he got really, really, really angry. But Allah Ta'ala saved him, saved Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam from this cruel Namrud. And after that, he migrated later to another country known as Egypt with his wife Sarah. But when he migrated to that kingdom of Egypt, so the Pharaoh at that time, the king of Egypt, Pharaoh, heard about the beauty of his wife, but he didn't know that she was married. But he thought that Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam had any relation with Sarah. So he summoned Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam in his kingdom and asked him all about that woman. So Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam told that she is my sister. And when he went away, so the king had to meet the woman, which everyone was talking about. So before Sarah was going, Prophet Ibrahim alayhis salam warned her to do not tell the Pharaoh that you are my wife. Only say that you are my sister. And at the court, the kingdom castle of Pharaoh, Sarah was telling all the things, the evil Pharaoh wanted to do bad with Sarah. But then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved Sarah, and the Pharaoh was ashamed of what he did. And then, as a gift, he gave one of his servant, Hajra, for the service of Sarah. And this servant was a lady named Hajra. So what happened that they lived there for a while before they became older and more sick little bit. So they spent the days like this, telling people to come on the right path. But they had one wish. The wish was to have a child, which would be telling the people the right, to do the righteous deeds and good things, and to not worship the idols. But they became older, and now they realized that it was too late to have a baby. Well, what had happened that then, Sarah gave Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam Hajra and said that marry Hajra, then I think we can get a child from Hajra. So then the Prophet married to Hajra because Sarah said, and then Hajra had a baby, which his name was now Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. But then Sarah became jealous of Hajra, and that she ordered the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to leave Hajra in a barren desert of Arab, and Allah also ordered this to Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to leave Hajra and the Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. And then in the barren lands of Arab, Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam took Hajra and Ismail alayhi salam to this long journey to Arab and left them to where right now Makkah is. So Hajra was worried as she saw Prophet Ismail alayhi salam going back. So she ran away, as she ran towards her. But when she heard that it was the order from Allah, so she stopped and said, Allah will help us if Allah ordered this. So they had only few provisions of food. Now I am telling you this by my own. So they had few provisions of food, only some dates and water, which ran out. Which was empty now because baby Ismail alayhi salam and Hajra Razilat anha had all eaten and drank the water up and dates. So then Prophet Ismail alayhi salam got more thirsty and thirsty. And then he cried for water. So then when he cried for water, so Hajra Raziallahu thought that there might be any water well nearby. So she ran on Safa and Marwa mountains 7 times probably, and like this she ran and ran. But Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, when he was crying, he was you know that he was doing like this. "Wah, wah." So that his legs were like this. So they were touching the desert sand. So when he did this, so he did like this on the sand, his legs like this on the sand. So the sand became down and down and down, and water came outside. And this is known as Abe Zamzam, which we Muslims also, when we go to Makkah, we drink this water. It is very much blessed and good water for our health. So when Hajra Rajaltalana saw this, Ismail alayhi salam, then they both drank the water, and then like that tree also grew from that water, and they got food as well. And this is how, then another tribe will come, which I will tell you in the other episode of the part. And this tribe will later be known as Quraysh. Not known as Quraysh because then it was destroyed, and another tribe came to Makkah for living, and they would be later known as Quraysh. And Quraysh would be so much disrespectful and not good people. But then there would Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would be born, and like that all the things would happen. So Yahya, did you understand all the things?
Mm-hmm.
What did you understand?
This Ibrahim's
I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you, Yahya.
Safa and
Are you listening? Yahya,
I can't hear you.
I am saying that can you hear me now?
Uh, well, yes.
Okay, so I can you tell me again what you were saying? What did you understand?
um, this this Ibrahim's wife, she ran from two mountains. This is called Safra and Mara.
Yes, and that's how they found Abe Zamzam. So, there is any confusion or not?
I'm not.
Great to hear about that. So, any questions for me? If you have any questions related to the Prophet Ismail alayhi salam and Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, so you can tell.
Mm, well, also he had like a dream. He had like a dream. And this he had to this Allah spoke to him. This he has to leave. This he has to
Yes,
leave
leave the
her
valley.
wife and
Yes,
his son.
great.
And his son.
So, did you understand this part as well? And do you have any questions related that?
I don't have any questions.
Okay, so did you understand properly? So tomorrow we will finish this session because today we have covered about how he was born.
Mm,
Now tomorrow I will tell you about the childhood and how he became a big man and all the things. And we will talk
okay.
about Prophet Ismail alayhi salam's whole life, what he did, all the things in the next after Ramzan, I think. We will tell.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Great. So, if you understood everything, so it is great. So now, if you don't have anything, so we can wrap up the session.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Okay.
take care of yourself and do the research on Prophet Ismail alayhi salam. Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.